anybody. But, we are having a Hamvention. We are hot and heavy planning this thing. Every day there's lots and lots of work going on in preparation for this Hamvention. We're selling lots of booze. We have to bring in tents this year. It's going to be a fabulous event, Tim. It's going to be a reunion.
A reunion, yes, and so good after 2 years of just terrible stuff, but it'll be so good to get back to Xenia and Hamvention, and I know you and all the volunteers, and I'm 700-800 volunteers, Michael.
Right, somewhere in between 700-800, and it takes a village to put this on. Really, but it's a labor of love, and the volunteers come in from literally all over the country and all over the world. We couldn't do it without volunteers, and we couldn't do it without the vendors and the people that come to partake, because it's an amazing event. It's different. It's different than all the other amateur radio events. There's just something about Dayton that it's just hard to forget.
Now it is, and I'm looking at the chat room here, and John Knott from Hamvention is in the chat, and John, you and your volunteers did a tremendous job down at Hamvention, as Michael said, and my friend Jeff Tobin, that I used to work with back when I was in high school, this will be his first Hamvention, so that's you never forget your first, and it's going to be great to see Jeff down there. And so, Michael, we're talking about Hamvention award winners today, and this is one of many facets of Hamvention. So, why don't you talk about the award program?
Yeah, we have 4 particular categories. We have a Club of the Year, because it's our feeling that clubs really make up the backbone of moving amateur radio forward. There's a lot of singular events and singular discoveries and things that people can push through, but so much happens at the club level, as you know, Tim. I mean, you're involved with several clubs, and with Darrow, we couldn't do it without a club. So we thought some years back it was time to honor the clubs. Then we have a technical achievement award, to an amateur radio person or a group of people who have done something to move the needle in an aspect of amateur radio. And it's not having the biggest antenna or the biggest amplifier. It is something that everybody can use. And then same with special achievement, kind of a one-off thing that really makes a difference to a large number of hams, that moves their amateur radio service forward. And then we have the Amateur of the Year, which is always a very difficult one to choose. And that's basically looking for people who have spent a lifetime in amateur radio, or the time they've been in amateur radio, to make a difference. And those are some very difficult choices, and I have an excellent committee that I work with to look at these choices. And before we get into announcing the winners, I want to let people know to be sure to be thinking for next year, if you've got a club that's doing well, if you've got a friend who ought to be Ham of the Year, or somebody that has that special achievement or technical achievement, nominate them. It's pretty painless nomination process, and you can find that the forms are on hamvention.org. But don't think it's your club or whatever isn't good enough. We look at a lot of different facets of it.
No, that's great. And keep in mind that website, hamvention.org, is so important, because that's where all the information is about the Dayton Hamvention that is held in Xenia. And I see that Rick, Whiskey Sierra 8 Golf, is on. And Rick is the general chairman of Hamvention 2022. So thanks for all you're doing, Rick. And he wants to make sure that Michael and the awards committee are thanked for their hard work. And with that, Michael, let's get into the Club of the Year.
All right. The Club of the Year this year is the Highland Amateur Radio Association. And I think we got a picture of that good looking group, don't we? We could show. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's our logo this year, by the way, the reunion. And
Yes.
I think we talked about that at another time, but I think that's just a beautiful logo. But let's go ahead and move to the Club of the Year. And that is the Highland Amateur Radio Association, known as HERA. They are an ARRL special service club located in Hillsboro, Ohio. And if you don't know where Hillsboro is, it's in south to southeast Ohio, beautiful rolling countryside down there. And this club was formed in 1977 and serves a small rural population in Highland County. And as a result of ongoing licensing classes and Elmering sessions, the club reached an all-time high membership of 143 members. They have grown by 86% since 2015. They just keep on getting better. They have hams from 10 surrounding counties in southern Ohio and in 2 states. And I know that they kind of they've told me that they want to prove to people as well that amateur radio is alive and well and very active in the Appalachian regions. So they also maintain 5 repeaters within the Highland County, and 2 are linked to provide a broader footprint. The club hosts weekly 2-meter and 10-meter nets with an average attendance of about 28. But they have lots of different programs, and they work with the youth. They are a growing organization, and we are really, really happy to award them the Highland Amateur Radio Association. Just a great group of people working really hard for the betterment of amateur radio. Congratulations, gang.
Yeah, that is a great choice, Michael. And when you look at their resume, I mean, they are really active and really getting after it. And it's so great to see a club that is growing and is vibrant. And this is just a great example.
I forgot to mention that they also, HERA, the Highland Amateur Radio Association, is also home to the 2021 ARRL Philip McGann Silver Antenna Award. So they won that in 2021. But anyway, good. I think it's a good choice. I know that's not all their members, but they were telling me, well, it's the biggest picture we can get in a short period of time, and I like it. And just keep on going, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, great choice, Michael. And now, how about the Special Achievement Award?
All right. That award this year goes to Kerry Banky, and his call is N6IZW. He's an advanced class amateur radio amateur, first licensed in 1961. He's retired now, but he spent most of his career in the research and development of electronic systems as a microwave RF electrical engineer. But really what he's done, he has given exceptional support to the human spaceflight amateur radio, started in 1994, where he served as a school technical mentor and certified ground station by the Shuttle Amateur Radio Experiment, the SEREX program. When NASA transitioned from the shuttle to the International Space Station, Kerry became an exemplary member of the amateur radio on the International Space Station, known as ARISS, hardware team. For 7 years, working from his home and electronics lab garage in La Mesa, California, Banky led the circuit design, breadboarding, flight circuit board layout, assembling and testing of the ERIS developed multi-voltage power supply, known as MVPS. This compact but powerful power supply innovation serves as the backbone of the ERIS next generation on-orbit radio system, also called the Interoperable Radio System, or IORS. Banky's innovations also included specially designed test equipment needed to perform a comprehensive battery of tests in his electronics lab and at NASA to flight certify the radio system. A total of 11 next-gen radio units are needed for ARIS ops. Mr. Banky does so much for amateur radio. He works with youth. He works with a lot of people. He has a great mind, and he's been sharing that, especially on the in the ARIS project. So, congratulations, Carrie, and a lot of people that I talked to and got your nominations from. We're just very excited that that we're choosing you. So that's our special achievement winner, Tim.
Yeah, that is great, Michael. And Carrie has given so much back to amateur radio, and you know when you think about all the youth that are affected by the ARIS contacts, you know, every high school, every college, every middle school that contacts the International Space Station via ham radio, you know, it's great. And Carrie is a great choice. And I did want to call out Michael, Pat, November 8 Bravo Alpha Papa, the president of HERA, is in the chat room, and he wanted to say thank you, Michael, and all of the awards committee. We are honored to be chosen, and that's a really nice gesture. And Patrick, congratulations to you and all the members of HERA. So it's just great to have you in the chat room as well. Michael, it's time for the Technical Achievement Award winner.
Yeah, the Technical Achievement Award winner this year goes to Adam Farson, Victor Alpha 7 Omega Juliet, or AB4 OJ. Adam is he's been he has dedicated his professional life's work to RF and telecommunications engineering issues and innovation. He's been a ham since he was a teenager. He's best known to the amateur radio community for his development of multiple sources of technical support for ICOM radios. He started an ICOM technical support net on 20 meters in the 1980s and came to know several senior ICOM Japan engineers due to his work, travel, and living in Japan. Adam actively helped other hams solve challenging technical and logistical issues as each week's net brought a new set of problems to solve. Adam has always had a keen eye for emerging trends and started one of the most widely cited internet resources on HF radios, where for 3 decades he has maintained a website which has become a repository for highly technical information on ICOM and other HF transceivers and amplifiers. He independently performs measurements on nearly all new radios, including noise power ratio, a measure he developed. His work includes producing the only data radio hobbyists have, which clearly delineates how modern SDR rigs perform across the spectrum of band noise levels. Adam has also written multiple articles for technical and amateur radio journals. Recently, he penned a multi-part series on modern HF solid-state amplifier design principles. He came to us very highly recommended by some very well-known amateur radio operators. And we are very happy to award Adam this award. It's definitely deserved. And so let's all give Adam our heartiest congratulations.
Yeah, this is a great choice, Michael. Adam has given so much of his time to the hobby and his expertise and knowledge, and he's never hesitated to help with the simplest problem or the complex problems. And I've interacted with Adam on many occasions, and he's just a great choice for the Technical Achievement Award. So congratulations again, Michael, on a great choice.
Thank you. Well, I have to congratulate our team. So let's move on to the ham of the year, amateur of the year.
Here we
And
go.
can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you said hello. Let's move on to the Amateur of the Year. And this year, we did something we very rarely do. We chose someone who's very close to us.
Michael, your audio is dipping, and
Oh, no.
Katie, we need to move the slide. Go ahead. Go ahead, Michael.
All right. I'm hoping it's getting better. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry for that. I want to introduce Mr. Jim Simpson, Kilo Fox 8 Juliet. And I'm sure a lot of you know him, recognize him. He's been one of the faces of Hamvention for many, many years. Jim is, since he got licensed as a very young man, he's a teenager, he has done so much for the amateur radio community. He was one of the founders of the X-Warn, which is he founded that, I think, in 1975. He was still a young man. I don't think he was quite 30 years old yet, but it is a well-known club, a well-respected club. And as you know, Xenia sits in the center of Greene County. But the reason he started that is that he saw a need after the tornado that devastated Xenia. Excuse me, just the year before that. And he's put a lot of time and energy in making that happen. Not only that, Jim has been very active with Hamvention since I think 1974, and he's always been continuously helping on some project or on the committee. He's also a former general chairman of Hamvention, and he's worked a lot in DARA, held many positions in DARA, and but he helps people basically all over the world. I mean, they'll call him and ask for his advice or want some help. And Jim is tireless. I mean, he still climbs towers with the best of them. He gets so much done. His most recent project is he basically led the project with a couple other gentlemen. And this is a 4-H project, one of the very first 4-H amateur radio stations in the United States. And he was very instrumental in getting the tower up, getting antennas, and getting it on the air. So, he just does so much for amateur radio, and he still is. So when you look at somebody in their life, and even though that, it's close to Hamvention, one of our guys, we just thought, man, Jim he just rises so high and gets so much stuff done and has for many years. He's never let up his license. So there's a lot more I could say about Jim, and I think a lot of you know him. And I don't think he put that DX Engineering sticker up there just for your sake.
No, Jim, you're right. There's when I go to Hamvention, there's like 4 Jim Simpsons around, because every time I turn around, there's Jim, and he's always helping somebody, and so he has left a tremendous impact. And congratulations to KF8J, well-deserved Amateur of the Year award. And Michael, Carrie's in the chat room as well. So let's go back to Carrie. And November 6th, India Zulu Whiskey. Thanks for this great honor. I'm just one member of the fantastic ARISS team that worked so hard to develop and deploy the IORS on board the International Space Station. So very humble. But Carrie, thank you for all you do and your leadership. And Michael, just a tremendous selection of amateur radio operators. And thanks so much to DARA and the Hamvention committee that picked these guys. It's just great.
We are fortunate we get good applications in, but we depend on people from all over the world to give us the best there is that we can look at it. And to those of you who didn't get chose this year, my apologies. Don't give up. And those of you who know somebody, bring them to our attention next year, because we're excited. I also want to quickly, once again, say hello to our Hamvention folks and our folks down in Huntsville. And I want to thank your team, Tim, who helped get all this ready with me and getting this so we could have a fairly smooth running program. I know it's taken a little bit longer, but this is very exciting stuff. So, Tim, thank you. Thank you to Terry and to the rest of your team. Certainly appreciate all the help.
Well, Michael, it's our pleasure, and the association that DX Engineering has with Hamvention. I mean, we are tightly linked, and we are looking forward to a great show. We're going to have a bigger booth, bigger than ever. I mean, it's really going to be big this year, and we are so excited about it. And we're having meetings every week now, getting ready for Hamvention 2022. So it will be a great reunion.
It will be a great reunion. And also, I do want to thank my friend Rick, W8CI, our general chairman, for chiming in as well. But thank you so much, Tim. 73 to everyone. Stay in touch if you got a problem. I'm good on QRZ. We'll try to make it right by you and in contact with you.
Okay, 73. So a couple of websites, hamvention.org. Always remember onallbands.com, onallbands.com, which is the DX Engineering blog. And we'll see everybody next week here on the DX Engineering shows. Until then, 73 from the Dayton Hamvention and DX Engineering.
73.